Robert Zemeckis is an interesting director, who has never shied away from telling unconventional narratives. I mean, he made me care about a volleyball, for fuck's sake.
Wilson! I'm sorry! I'm sorry, Wilson!
He's back again with his reoccurring partner Tom Hanks to tell us a very relatable story. Here gets personal, and I'm shocked at how excited I am to review it, so let's begin. Here is a story about life. From the trailer, you'd be forgiven for assuming that it's a historical retelling of humanity, but that's not the case. We mainly follow the perspective of a family home and Tom Hanks' character Richard, who was born in the early 50s. While the movie is about one family, we also see a variety of different people who occupied this area in the past. The entire film is told with one style of shot, after all. What do I mean by that? Imagine they set up a tripod in the corner of your living room, and it just recorded all the events of your life for decades.
Then the snow turned to rain.
It's challenging to make a movie with the same stagnant camera shot, so the editing had to do a lot of the heavy lifting to tell the narrative appropriately. That's exactly what here does. This film has a unique style where a box will appear on the screen with a frame of the next scene, then that square slowly fills the screen until they transition to the following scene. I found it interesting. That's all well and good, but how's the story? Well, it's a bit depressing and existential. Yippee! As I said, here is a life story that deals with messages that most people will deal with throughout their lives. These messages are hard to hear, and I guarantee they'll hit close to home. Messages like your existence not turning out exactly how you want, or loving someone deeply but not loving them the way that person needs, and accepting the good things in life while tolerating the bad, especially when you're approaching the end of your time on Earth.
Oh dear, outside.
The movie shares its narrative well, and overall, this is a masterfully crafted motion picture, so I must be recommending it. Not exactly. You see, I was bummed by the end. This movie feels like a mirror in many ways, and that's not the most enjoyable thing to see when engaging in media, which at the end of the day, is supposed to be escapism. This is one of the times where I can acknowledge the movie was written well and creatively, but despite that, I didn't enjoy myself.
Well, shit.
I can honestly say you should see this movie if the trailer piqued your interest, but I have no desire to see it again. This is not the fault of the movie. No, this is a me problem. It's not the film's fault that I don't like being reminded of my life. Hell, you could even use that criticism as a positive towards the film. Life imitates art, and this art happens to look a bit too much like my life. That's just not what I wanted to see in the theaters. So begrudgingly, I can't recommend this one. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to make some changes. And as always, thank you for your time.